It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, and I'm so excited to get into this. We got Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, a courtship of rivals basketball, part 3. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Before we jump in, though, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. What we got?
Leading us as a team that was white.
They were perfect archetypes for what was becoming the biggest story in sports. But for the real-life players, the narrative was much simpler.
It's finally going to happen. We get to go head-to-head again. It's just a matter of rolling that ball out there and let's get it on.
Let's do it.
Welcome then to the Boston Garden and the start of the NBA World Championship Series. I'm Brent Musburger. In each of the last 4 NBA World Championship Series, either Magic or Bird has competed. But this is the first time that the two have gone head-to-head for the title.
Man, we jumped out on them that first game, and we won in Boston.
And with less than a minute to go in Game 2, the Lakers were closing in on a commanding series lead.
Oh! Oh! Good steal. Tie game, 13 seconds.
Things began to crumble.
Uh-oh.
9 seconds. Magic holding the ball. Magic trying
He's not
to
going to give it to Kareem.
Magic has still got it down to 2 seconds.
What is he doing?
He's going to have to shoot it. He knows it.
Magic! Throw it to Kareem! What are you... I don't understand. You got an angle right there. You can get it to him. Get it to him.
Magic has still got it down to 2 seconds.
That's crazy.
1 second. He's going to have to shoot it. He knows it. Get it off.
Good block, Kevin.
Cheesy Johnson dribbling the timeout. What are you doing?
That was crazy.
The Lakers regained their stride in Game 3, only to be rudely knocked off it again in Game 4.
Oh my, that's you gotta be suspended for that, bro. That play, I never like when I see that play because that play is so dangerous. You're clotheslining him mid-air, bro. He can't control how he falls down. Like, that's not a basketball play. That's, they shouldn't have held Kurt Rambis back on that. They should have let him go because that's
Rudely
crazy.
knocked off it again in Game 4.
That's crazy.
And now let's watch it. Cooper and the Celtics.
James Worthy, man. He should have let Kurt go at him, bro.
Kurt Rambis got taken out.
Oh my God,
We
bro.
started fighting instead of playing.
Kareem swings the elbow and now is yelling at Larry Bird. Jaw to jaw.
And it made us realize we were not mentally tougher than the Celtics.
Magic's just not himself.
To be sure they won't let the time run out as they did in Game 2. Harris steals the ball and the Celtics call a timeout.
There are a number of places where, Irvin didn't do what people expected him to do.
Tied at 123.
Ooh.
He misses the first.
He can't miss them both, can he? Not Magic. Oh my God.
Celtics want a timeout. Respondent Magic Johnson goes to the bench.
Dang. That's a bucket.
Bird turnaround.
Yeah. Larry Legend. Dang.
Game 5 went to the Celtics. Game 6 to the Lakers. It was like 1979 all over.
Game 7.
Down to 1 game for Bird and Magic.
If everybody had to look at it, probably would have said this is going to be a 7-game series.
No, I thought we'd sweep them in 4, but just went a little bit longer. Now we just have to do it in 7.
I love Larry's response. I thought we sweep him in 4.
I thought we'd sweep them in 4, but just went a little bit longer. Now we just have to do it in 7.
I love that.
That's the only time I ever felt that. There ain't no way they're walking out here with a win.
Magic Johnson.
No way.
Lakers have several chances, and here's Larry Bird chucking down the court. Bird.
Oh my God.
Johnson with the ball. The
lie. Oh, that's a wrap.
The Boston Celtics
Hey.
are NBA World Champions.
They just beat them. Know what I'm saying? They changed the game on them. And I love that. They couldn't. Boston understood we're not going to compete with them if it's just running gun type basketball. If we just let them kind of play their style of basketball, we got to make them play our style. And they wasn't ready to play that Boston style. They didn't know how to play that Boston style better than Boston did. So they got in their heads in that series, and that was great. I still think that clothesline, Kevin should have been suspended next game for that. But I love how Boston played this and got in their heads. Took them out of their game.
I pride myself in being the guy who's going to win it for us and deliver.
Yeah, I know he was hurt that whole offseason.
It didn't happen.
I hope he was hurt and hope it killed him. He made some bad plays down the stretch, and nobody in there was happier than me. Not only winning the game makes you feel good, but just knowing the other guy's suffering, and you know he was.
I remember after the game,
he was.
Both he and I were in the showers crying and stayed in there for about 35, 40 minutes. It was hard because not only had we lost to the Boston Celtics, he had lost to his nemesis, Larry Bird.
Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose.
You just like him more, because he was that good. And I think you be jealous. You jealous a little bit.
Larry, does this get you even with Magic for what happened between Michigan State and Indiana?
Well, it was a big deal, and I remember asking Quinn Buckner about it afterwards. They had a celebration in downtown Boston after they won the championship, and it was unusual for Larry to have these little outbursts, as Quinn would call them. But about 11:30 at night, finally he turned to Quinn. He goes, "I got him," and he was talking about Magic.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
The league was rejoicing too. Game 7 of the '84 series was one of CBS's highest-rated telecasts of the year.
Oh, wow.
The highest-rated game the NBA had ever produced.
Dang.
All of a sudden, whether it was at CBS or Madison Avenue, the sports writers around the country became phenomena. What is happening here?
Uh-oh.
The absolute foundation in this resurgence was the Celtics and the Lakers, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
But Magic was in no mood to bask in the accomplishment.
I bet he
Took
wasn't.
a media beating. Tragic Magic. This is why we say Larry Bird is better.
Ooh.
It's probably the first time ever in my life I was depressed. And I didn't want people to see me. It was something I never dealt with in my life.
That particular series, that championship series, redefined his whole career because he never stopped working after that.
Ooh.
Magic was on a mission to prove to himself and the world that with the ball in his hands, he was still the one in control.
Know what I'm saying?
And after his Lakers ran through the '85,
Magic said, "I'll never feel that. I won't let it happen again." It's that kind of pain because they say sometimes failure can teach you as much, if not more, than success. And I know going through that kind of pain, going through that kind of suffering, you're supposed to be the guy failing your team in those moments. I know he was just licking his chops, ready to get back out there for the next season. I know in his head he was like, "I'm going to kill him next time I see him."
he was still the one in control. And after his Lakers ran through the '85 season, he quickly got what he wanted. Another shot at Bird and the Celtics.
They won the East, we won the West. So it's like everybody just get ready, sit back, and let's enjoy it.
Get your popcorn
But
ready.
that smile belied the intensity.
God dang! Suspended! You have to bro, that's not basketball. That could have seriously hurt Dick. He could have ended his career with that show. I would have had to suspend him again. That's
But
crazy.
that smile belied the
Oh
intensity
my
that flashed
Lord.
later.
If I had a glass of water and any of those guys had been on fire, I would have drank the water and watched them.
They called us, chokers and sissies. We didn't like that, and they thought less of us. I knew they did.
In '85, we played them 4 times in exhibition season for some reason. I don't know why they scheduled that. By the 4th game, there was an all-out brawl.
Oof.
They call this one of the greatest rivalries in all of sport, the Celtics and the Lakers. And if that is true, it is the most one-sided rivalry in all of sports.
Ooh.
8 times these two have met for the NBA championship, and 8 times the Celtics have won.
God dang. That's not a rivalry. That's a beatdown.
But in the '85 finals, Magic changed the script. Over 6 grueling games, he masterfully controlled the pace with all-around brilliance.
He has a triple-double again.
Behind their point guard, the Lakers finally knocked out the Celtics, winning the clinching game in the Boston Garden.
3 in 6 years. LA comes to Boston and wins the world title.
Redemption for one Magic Johnson. It's a long year last year to wait for this moment right now.
Magic had evened the score with Bird on the NBA floor. But the significance of their rivalry...
I know Bird hated it. I know he hated it. Magic finally felt like he got his redemption. These two just kept going at each other. And you got 2 guys that just will not back down. They will not back down.
Magic had evened the score with Bird on the NBA floor. But the significance of their rivalry and their relationship was still just taking hold.
You crazy. I said, you're crazy. I'm not shooting no commercial with Larry. So I said, okay, what, we're gonna shoot it in LA?
I would never went to LA to film it.
Well, where are we gonna shoot it?
If you want to shoot a commercial, come to my house.
I was like, oh no. One stop play. I thought Lansing was small. I think the plan was, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, and I'm trying to get up out of here. My plan was that.
Yeah.
Even after Converse had convinced Magic and Bird to film a sneaker ad together in the summer of '85, a question remained. How would the 2 hated rivals on the court get along off of it?
I don't know how he's gonna react. I don't know how I'm gonna react. We didn't even shake hands, so how are we gonna do a commercial together?
The ad was to be filmed at the home Bird had built for his mom. It featured a full-length basketball court, the day's first location.
So they say, okay, you're playing one-on-one, and I'm looking at Larry, and he's looking at me like, is this real? Are we playing? Because, you know, this is Magic and Bird.
I could just hear.
He said, y'all good, we playing for real? Y'all finna get some footage. He said, y'all finna get some exclusive footage that's gonna go crazy. So we playing for real? Just for the commercial? What's going on? Because if we playing, ooh, I'd love to see that again. I would have loved if they were. I would have loved to see that, bro. Oh, man. That would have been special. That would have been special.
Because, you know, this is Magic and Bird.
I could just hear Larry, starting in on, well, you bring it to the basket, and I'm going to send it 30 rows up.
So the guy was like, no, not like that. And we were both like, oh, okay. Like, like you can see this relief coming over both of our faces.
That brief détente led to the next stage, dialogue.
We sat down next to each other. How was your summer? Oh, it's going good. How was yours? It's going great. He said, man, it's a nice spread you got.
And he's asked me, is this where you play? I said, yeah, I play here if it's not windy. If it's raining or windy, I go to the gym. But this is where I do all my work.
I see that tractor. You work on the tractor? He said, man, I work on this tractor every day. Larry Bird work on the tractor? He said, yeah.
It's just them 2 walking and talking, and every once in a while they'd stop and one of them would say something, and then they'd start laughing.
Then they said, okay, break, it's lunch break time. I was going to my trailer. He said, no, my mother has prepared lunch for us up at the house.
We went up to the house and we sat down there and we talked, and my mom, my brothers thought the world of him.
His mother was so nice, making sure I had enough to eat. I just saw my mother. It was crazy.
That's so amazing.
He charmed her. You see, But that's Magic. He makes everybody feel welcome and warm, and he's a con man.
And while Magic...
It's so beautiful. My heart just filling up with joy, like filling up with happiness, because of course they're both rivals and they hated each other. They had a hate for each other because they were so competitive and both of them were so great, and they were just kind of pitted against each other because they were the two best guys. And so they had this hate until they kind of sat down, spent some time together, talked with each other. And then they became such great friends. Like, you really couldn't have wrote the script any better. You really could not have wrote the script any better if you wanted to. You can't help but love it.
Con man.
And while Magic charmed Georgia Bird, it was someone else who intrigued her son.
He met Irvin at lunch.
Irvin is a good dude. I like Irvin a lot better than Magic.
I was just so happy to finally be Irvin with him, because Magic was like, I don't know if I want to get to know this guy. But Irvin got a chance to talk about family, how he grew up. We just became two relaxed guys, just talking.
That day was great. It was a great day. Beautiful day.
Still, for Bird, ever the competitor, that's all it was. Just one day.
Magic thinks the next year, okay, well, now we're great friends, so after the game, we're going to go out, we're going to have a beer. And Larry's like, no.
Of course.
You're right. I know you better. You're a good guy, but I still don't want anything to do with it.
He's a happy-go-lucky guy, and me and him got to be really good friends. Go out on the court, he could still play the same game. I couldn't. That's just the way it is.
That makes sense. Larry was very self-aware, and he knew he needed that little hatred inside him for Magic. He knew. And he knew if Magic loved him or didn't, Magic was going to play great either way. So Larry knew what he needed for his game. I like Larry. I like Magic. I like both of you guys so much.
On the court, he could still play the same game. I couldn't. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Maybe that's where the business thing started to get bigger and began to trump who they both really were.
It polarized the whole idea of lunch bucket versus Hollywood, white versus black. Just cemented all the differences between them.
Kids weren't wearing black gym shoes because they didn't want to be associated with the Larry Bird camp. You wore your white Converse.
The basketball rivals had morphed into cultural
I
warriors,
love it.
and race, more than ever, had become an unavoidable part of the conversation.
Yo!
But nothing about Bird and Magic had ever been as simple as black and white.
One of the big reasons this rivalry became so emblematic of so many things is because it was an easy dichotomy for people to understand.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to simplify it as saying white people like Bird and black people like Magic because 13% of the country is black. But it wasn't like 87% of basketball fans preferred the Celtics.
Who's your favorite basketball player? Magic Johnson. Who's your favorite movie star? Eddie Murphy. Pina, all you ever talk about is nigga this and nigga that. And all your favorite people are so-called niggas. It's different. Magic, Eddie, Prince are not niggas. I mean, they're not black. I mean, let me explain myself.
Has the N-word ever been used by a white person to describe Irvin? I doubt it.
But as Magic enjoyed his image as a crossover star, it was Bird, the one-time great white hope, who had further emerged as the polarizing racial figure, due in part to that era's increasingly conservative political climate.
The rolling back institutionally of the achievements of the civil rights movement were going on apace from about 1975 on. But the triumph of the movement that rolled it back took place in the 1980s. And I think there was people who were very aware in the black community of what was going on. And I think there was a lot of sublimated frustration. And I think one of the ways it got sublimated was into basketball. And I think Larry, through no fault of his own, was the receptacle within which the lingering resentments somehow floated.
Oh, wow.
And after Bird led the Celtics to the championship in 1986, his third in the pros, winning his third straight MVP award in the process, the resentment grew.
I always felt that the press was biased in favor of Larry Bird. It always felt to me like they were gonna make Larry the hero. You know, you'd see somebody score, and Larry would be in a cast in a suit on the bench, and they'd say, Larry Bird made that possible. A couple weeks ago when he told that guy he could do it.
I understand what he's trying. I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's saying. Racial tensions are at an all-time high, right? And it seemed like they were always like. Larry was great of himself. He didn't need the media to talk about how great he was, but it seemed like the media was always favoring Larry Bird. It sounds like.
They'd say, Larry Bird made that possible a couple weeks ago when he told that guy he could do it, and he just did it. They gonna get his motherfucker the assist, and he not in the game?
Not to be racist, but we have a white guy who's the best in the world. It's predominantly a black sport now, and you got a guy like Larry Bird who can't run, who can't jump, but can do everything out there.
That don't mean nothing to me. It don't mean anything to me. It never has.
Yeah, you could tell it never
I don't know
has.
why. I mean, am I doing something wrong here?
Bird may have sought to avoid the conversation entirely, but the more he won, the less he could escape it.
Now
there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ.
Crazy.
What a play by Bird.
In 1987, after Boston beat the Detroit Pistons to advance to the finals for the fourth straight year, Pistons rookie Dennis Rodman called Bird overrated because he was white. His teammate Isaiah Thomas then chimed in with some thoughts of his own.
I think Larry is a very, very good basketball player. I think he's an exceptional talent. But I'd have to agree with Rodman. If he was black, he'd be just another good guy.
I can remember in the locker room, I think it was Jack McMullen came up to me and said, Isaiah just said, boom, 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 boom. And I go, so?
He didn't care. He didn't
Larry,
care.
no, Larry said, all I'm here for is to play basketball. All I care about is winning. All of anything anyone else says about me, any other players or the media, does not bother me. I don't care what they have to say. I'm here to win. I like that. I like Larry's attitude, bro. I think that was wrong of Isaiah to say.
Boom, boom. And I go, so?
He didn't care. He didn't care. Everybody else around him cared very deeply in the days and weeks as it turned out ahead.
I mean, the media made it out like it was something. But it didn't matter to me what Isaiah or Dennis Rodman said. And it still don't. It has no bearing on what I do in my life.
He doesn't see race. He really doesn't. And he could have. This guy grew up poor, white, in southern Indiana. Southern Indiana, the home, by the way, of the modern Ku Klux Klan.
Wow.
How he managed not to be affected by the cultural milieu that he grew up in is, I think, a miracle. To me, it's inexplicable.
When I was in about 6th or 7th grade, I couldn't wait till school to be over because I knew over on the courts, the waiters from the hotel would be over there. They were black, older, and they let me play. You know, I always looked at that as I got an opportunity to play against a black man, and they treated me good. I couldn't wait to play against the best, and at that time, they were the best.
And in
That's such a
1987,
crazy move.
as Bird vied with Magic to be the best,
Oh my
the
God.
flap over Isaiah Thomas's racially fueled remarks forced Bird to address his least favorite topic at the worst possible time.
I had to go to a press conference when I was in LA trying to get ready to play the Lakers and tell people I didn't care. This don't bother me.
The main thing is if the statements or whatever was said doesn't bother me, I don't think it should bother any of us.
From playing all
Thank
year,
you.
trying to get back to the finals and play against Magic, this was a distraction.
Bird was facing off against Magic for the third time in 4 years. And if their relationship had softened, the determination to beat each other had not. As Game 4 proved, the level of competition between them was higher than ever.
Bird played awesome down the stretch of that game.
Trailing 2-1 in the series, the Celtics were down by 1 point in the final minute of the game. But Larry Bird wouldn't be easily vanquished.
Of course.
Open his aim.
Ooh, I left him open. 12 seconds. God
With 7
dang.
seconds left, though, the Lakers still had life. 3 years earlier in the '84 finals.
I thought he said the Celtics were trailing by 1, and he hit a 3. They must have been trailing by 2.
Magic had flubbed a similar situation, but this was a different Magic, one with a whole new bag of tricks.
My man switched to Kareem, and Kevin McHale jumped out to me. As soon as I saw Kevin, I said, "Oh, I'm taking him."
You know, Magic puts it on the floor, a couple head and shoulder fakes, and he raised up in the air, and there was nobody that was going to get that shot.
I remember after they called timeout thinking, there's still a shot here. Celtics may still win this game.
They got 2 seconds,
Well, they set up a great play.
and they got Larry.
Bird walked Worthy all the way up, forced the denial all the way up.
Oh.
We've done it before. Clear everybody out, go to the ball, break to the corner.
He caught it here.
Such a good
and
shot.
As he caught it, all he had to do was turn. And just turn, and he just let this thing go.
Bird fires it.
Got a wide open look, couldn't believe it.
And I'm standing right there. It is straight as an arrow.
You're dead on.
Dang, just a little bit long.
We're lucky because it was right on line.
He looked at me like, how did you ever leave me that wide open?
You gotta be kidding me.
Gosh, bro.
Changed the whole series.
The Lakers won the
Yeah,
series
they
in
got down
6.
3-1.
In
That's
the aftermath
tough.
of a year in which Magic had won his first MVP, the rivalry suddenly took on a new tone.
Magic's just a great.
Hey, guys, that's all we got for this one. This documentary is just absolutely fun to react to. I'm loving it. Well, we're going to release our last part tomorrow. If you guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon and drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. I got social media, Patreon all up top. You know, subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you got to do is hit the link. Follow me. Talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.